Waduh.
Tapi dia juga masih skripsian ya? Iya. Gitu. Aku Januari sih jam. Kita berat-beratnya sih ya. Sorry, tiba-tiba ada gratis. Makanya besok tapi aku sesi 2. Sesi 1 itu sama bisnis. Terus tapi kalau kedua setelah 2 itu humanity sama Yowani. Dan merasa hidup lagi. Tapi kita pindah ke datang aja jam 11. Kita tanya kan panggilnya siapa aja gitu. Awal-awal tuh bilangnya Vio, aku sama Vio. Aku pas banget. Cuma tanggal 21 aja belum bisa. Iya, untuk soalnya kan pas banget sama GR kan, jadi emang pas waktu yang kesini. Di Jakarta. Iya, kan mau datang kan, ini karena kan biasa dari makanya sini. Dia sih. Zaman training ya, training ya, kami masih. Kita kan sudah bertanya duluan.
Di L'Oreal Group, 100% air dalam proses produksi kami akan didaur ulang pada 2030. Inilah cara kami menciptakan kecantikan yang menggerakkan dunia. L'Oreal Group.
Friends baru, snack para gamer. Ngegame makin seru, makin pro. Dengan biskuit gurih yang renyah, siap ketagihan Friends. Cobain Friends sekarang.
Hello, good morning everyone. How are you today? We hope that all of you are doing well. Welcome to one of the sub-events of PUGE 2023 PUSC Public Debate. Okay, before the event starts, it's better if we introduce ourselves first. My name is Adam Haidar Zaki and my partner Kevi Zulfa Salsabila. And we will be your master of ceremony.
First of all, let's thank to God who has given us grace and blessing until we can gather in this session. Secondly, I would like to thank you to all committees who have given their hard work to this event.
Respectable Sir Donald Samuel Slamet Santosa, SPD MPD DTH, as Head of Student Affairs, President University.
The Honorable Kak Brigita Sharon Patricia and Kak Juan Ferranduru as Chairperson and Vice Chairperson PUSI 2022.
And the Honorable Kak Tengku Revita Zaun Sabila and Kak Miguel Andrew as a panelist. And welcome to all participants of PUSI Public Debate 2023. Before we jump to the next agenda, I would like to invite all of the audience to pray according to their religions and beliefs. Pray may begin. Pray may finish.
Next, we will sing Indonesia Raya and Presiden University March. For the audience can stand up. Audience may sit down. Audience may sit down.
Okay, by the way, Kak Kevi, we have mentioned PUSI public debate several times. Actually, what is PUSI public debate, Kak Kevi? Can you help me explain to the audience?
Okay, Kadam. PUSI Public Debate is one of the sub-events of Presiden University General Election of PUGE 2023. So, this sub-event is also one of the activities carried out during campaign week for candidates of PUSI. Throughout this public debate, the candidates of PUSI will present and define their arguments while demonstrating qualified reasoning skill based on fact with several questions and topics prepared by the committee. And we also have a tagline, Kak Adam.
What's that, Kak Kevi?
How about we shout out our tagline to add the spirit today?
That's such a brilliant idea, Kak Kevi. So, our tagline is One Voice the Future. So, if we say PUGE 2023, all of you can answer with
One voice the future. Okay, then let's try to get started, okay?
PUGE 2023.
Voice the future. Wow, our participants are very excited and enthusiastic today, Kak Adam.
That's right, Kak Kevi. Hopefully, they can maintain their enthusiasm until the end of the event, ya, Kak Kevi.
Alright.
Also, we remind you to fill out the attendance form that has been provided for the audience. So, let's move on to the next agenda. The first agenda is speech from Head of Student Affairs of President University, Sir Donald Samuel Slamet Santosa, SPD, MM, MPD, DTH. So, for Sir Donald, time and place is yours.
Good morning everyone. How are you today? Okay, the honorable former of leader in the USC, Kak Asia here, will be graduate tomorrow, Kak Asia. Okay, congrats to Kak Asia. And also we have Kak Miguel here, the former of USC 2021. We also have Kak Carlos, the team of the senior of USC, and then Brigita, Kak Brigita will be the former of leader very soon. Okay. So welcome to what is this? PUSC Public Debate 2023. Okay, this event is a part of PUGE 2023, and today we will listen for 3 candidates, that will share or that will talk about their ideas, talk about their solution for so many, problems, so many questions, that will proposed by the panelists. Okay, so for the candidates, are you ready for the debate?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, you can see their ability. Like last week, we have already listened for the PUSU candidates, and then today we will listen for the PUSC candidates. And as you know, PUSC will be very important for the President University students because PUSC will have the legislative role, for the students especially. And then PUSU itself, they will run the executive role. So, as the legislative, they will be your representative, as students in President University. We have already, make an interview, do the interview with all of the candidates, and all of them are great, actually. I can guarantee that the candidates are great and are the best, So, out of the best, you should vote. You should choose which one, Okay, so enjoy this event, and I hope this event will give benefit to you, especially in understand the ability of candidates for PUSC 2023. Okay, enjoy and good luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Donald, for the speech.
The next agenda, we have the second speech by Project Manager of PUGE 2023, Kak Priscilla Ivana Kurnianto. So, for Kak Priscilla, time and place is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, and Namo Buddhaya. Good morning, the Honorable Head of Student Affairs, Sederhana Samuel Santosa, and for the all panelists and the moderator, and for the all of audience of PSC Public Debate of PUGE 2023. I am as a project manager of PSC Public PUGE. Would like to say thank you for the all committee that already prepared for this event, and this event is held for the candidates of Chairperson PUSC 2023 to show their capabilities and dedication for the next working period of PUSC 2023. And lastly, I would like to say thank you for the all participants that already joined for this event, and I hope this event can run smoothly from the beginning until the end. And lastly, hereby I present PUGE 2023, One Vote for the Future. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Priscilla, for the speech.
So for the next agenda, we will listen to the third speech by Chairperson of PUSC 2022, Kak Brigita Sharon Patricia. So for Kak Brigita, time and place is yours.
Good morning, the Honorable Sir Donald as the Head of Student Affairs, Kak Sain Kamigel as our panelists of PUSC Public Debate today, and all the committees and all the audiences that gather in this place together. Okay, first of all, let us praise to God because of His graces and blessings. We can gather and have this event offline in this place, firstly of all. And I hope through this event, you can use your vote and voice to choose the next capable leader of President University. And we know PUGE is an important event for elect the next chairperson and vice chairperson of PUSC, and also president and vice president of PUSU. So lastly, I hope all the PresUnivers can use their vote, and through this sub-event, PUSC Public Debate, to help your dedication and vote through this, through the candidates of work plan, vision, and mission. And thank you for all the committees that already have this event and all the audiences that come to this place and live streaming. Thank you.
Thank you, Kak Brigita, for the speech.
So, for the next agenda is plain video profile. There are 3 candidates from PUSC. First, Yusiananda Barubukit as the candidate number 1. The second is Alicia Pinkansol as the candidate number 2. And the third is Dava Azaki Hasumarta as the candidate number 3.
Surely all the participants here can wait to see the video, ya, Kak Devi.
Alright.
So let's start showing the video right away.
Hello PresUnivers, I'm Lucy Ananda Barubukit, majoring International Relations Batch 21.
Leadership is desire to lead and serve. This is a position of service, not of self-importance. And a leader eager to serve you with the best that you deserve. And here is my vision. PUSC as an organization with integrity and credibility in carrying out responsibility in an inspiring, communicative, and contributive manner. And to achieve that, I have some mission. Implement PUSC function effectively and efficiently. Carry out continuous monitoring and coordination function on the performance of other organizations. Build a synergistic relationship with internal and external parties. Accommodate a channel student aspiration to related parties as needed. And the last, realizing a dynamic and harmonious membership decide on the principle of kinship. So, being wonderful is not only smart, but must also be able to give meaning. And we are one. Let's make it happen.
Hello PresUnivers, I'm Yosi Ananda Borubukit, International Relations Student, Batch 21. And here I'm the candidate of Chairperson PUSC 2022. Vote number 1.
So right now I will explain what my mission and my vision is. The first one is my vision. My vision is to become the high qualified organization that generates the essence of the first one, integrity. The second is intelligence, and the third is unity. And to become the platform for the university. That is my vision, and for my mission, the first one is to become a mediator between students and university as a listener with friendly and judicious resolution. The second is to dedicate to achieve our responsibility in each other. The third is to combine the value of togetherness in internal and external communication. The fourth is to respect and trustworthy will be carried out as with President University Student Council as signals. And number 5 is to establish excellence with wise action and hopeful figure for the improvement of the university. So for now, I will explain to you about my mission. So the first one is general supplement. So in general supplement, the time frame itself will be carried out on February 2023 and also December 2023. The second is concentration. Then it will be carried out on 2023. The third, CBT or incident indicator. This event aims to remind awareness is important when running an organization. So also to strengthen and harmonize all President University students. For the time frame itself, it will be on April 2023, August 2023, and December 2023. So it means every 4 months. And the fourth is also so general training and collaboration is a standard to collaborate with the President University students to train and develop leadership skills for the creation of the next leader in the USA. The time frame itself will be 5 President University General Election 2020, which is an event conducted by PSC in order to choose the next leader of USA 2024. The time frame itself will be on September until November 2020. Next is PSC registration 2024. So PSC registration 2024 is an event conducted by PSC in order to choose the next generation of PSC. And the time frame itself will be on September until November 2024. And next or number 7 is PSC Fair and Connect. So PSC Fair and Connect is an event conducted by PSC in order to celebrate the anniversary of PSC and hold charity event for community. And the time frame itself will be on December 20th. And the last is during inauguration, which
Congratulations on the event for that graduation. For the great student here, a member of student organization and women in January at the time from itself will be on January 2024. That is all they were planned, and thank you.
Hello, I'm Dava Sakyam Swata from the Professor System Best 2021.
Hello, I'm Dava Sakyam Swata from the Professor System Best 2021. And I'm also the candidate chairperson of PSE 2023, number 3.
Hello, PresUnivers. So these are my vision, and also the work plan. So for my vision is to create a highest professional student organization that coordinates and manages professional, active, critical, and fresh. The second one for the vision is professional media management and fresh. The second one is production and bonding, internal and external communication. The third one is to maximize experience in social media, awareness of PresUnivers about the information of PSC. And the last one, the fourth one, is to increase is career enthusiasm and amplify inspiration of PSC. And these are my work plan pattern of events. The first one, I have General Summit. So this General Summit is an event to support the common of events that will be held by PSC, along with the project plan for every event that will be held this year. So this General Summit will be conducted in February 2023. And then the second one is PSC Pusc'S. PSC Pusc'S is a co-located with the PSC in order to get to know each other and build good relations as a student in PSC. So this PSC bonding will become the largest concept. Okay, the third one is PSC brings monthly bonding event after PSC on a very topic where will put relations with internal PSC and will share their thoughts and experiences around PSC. So this PSC brings bonding is PSC. And then the next one we have General Training 2023. General Training 2023 is an event program with Pusc'S training development skills for the pre-production of the next leader in PSC and Pusc'S. General Training 2023 will be conducted in May until June 2023. Okay, next number 5 is new general election 2024. So this new general election 2024 is in order to choose the next leader of PSC and also 2024. This new general election 2024 will be conducted November to September. Next we have PSC Regeneration 2024. PSC Regeneration 2024 is PSC in order to choose the next generation of PSC and as well the next chairperson or 5 chairperson of PSC 2024. So this PSC Regeneration 2024 will be conducted in September until November 2024. Next we have PSC Parent Connect. Parent Connect is an event conducted by PSC in order to celebrate the anniversary of PSC and all this PSC Parent Connect will be conducted in December 2024. The last one is Grand Integration. Grand Integration 2024 is an event conducted by PSC to integrate November 2024 and club and this integration of PSC generation. See you first and fourth number 3.
Wow, after watching article videos from the 3 candidates, we are definitely more curious and want to know more about the candidates of the next chairperson PUSC 2023. So, let's get closer with them, Kadam.
That's right, Kak Kevi. Alright. For the first, I will call candidate number 1, namely Yosi Ananda Borubukit, to introduce. So please welcome Yosi Ananda Borubukit.
Hello
good morning, the Honorable Sir Donald, the Honorable our finalists Kak Asya, Kak Miguel, and Kak Carlos, and all of my beloved friends. First, I want to say thank to the God because we have the opportunity to gather here and give me powerful to stand here and to speak here. There is saying that if you don't know a person, how can you love that person? So, my name is Yosi Ananda Baru Bukit. I'm majoring in International Relations, batch 2021. My organization experience is I'm the member of Internal Bureau in PUSC 2022. I'm the best catalog of Mr. and Miss President University 2022. I'm the student ambassador of President University 2022. I'm the PIC of Multimedia in General Training. I'm the Multimedia in Leadership Training. And I'm the Project Manager of Care and Connect President University Student Council 2022. And I hope today's debate session can able to give a meaning and solve the problem that has been given by the committees and all of the President Universities. Because I burn to believe that being wonderful is not only smart, but must also be able to give meaning. So we are one, let's shine and grow together. Thank you.
Wow, such a cool introduction. Then we will call the next candidate, Adam.
Yes, sure, Kak Kevi.
Okay, please welcome candidate number 2, Alicia Pinkanso. So, for Alicia, time and place is yours.
Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you so much for the great opportunity that has been given to me. I want to thankful for Pugi Committee itself for making this public debate. And also I want to for the honorable judges or finalists, moderator, and also Sir Donald as student affairs. And let me just introduce myself. My name is Alicia Pinkansuo, people used to call me Chia, and I'm majoring in International Relations, batch 21. Okay, and I've been serving many events in President University, serving also in various divisions such as event organizer, public relations, and one of the events that I've been holding on, which is I'm the project manager of leadership training. And also lately I've been motivated with a quote that say, opportunity didn't come twice. You have to take the responsibility and wise action that you make. And that is why I'm standing here in front of you guys, become the candidate number 2, President University Student Council as the chairperson candidate. Candidate number 2, shine for betterment. Thank you so much.
Wow, such a cool introduction, Kak Kevi from Malaysia. And then we will call the next candidate. Please welcome candidate number 3, Dava Zakihak Sumarta.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, good morning, the Honorable Sir Donald. Good morning, panelists, Kak Asya, Kak Miguel, and Kak Carlos. And first of all, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Dava Zakihak Sumarta. My friends used to call me Dava, and I'm from Information System batch 2021. And I'm also already served in PUSC for Commission 1 for about 10 months. And in Commission 1, I already did some several research like regarding campus and student prosperity. And also for my event experience, I already did join some several events such as general training and student orientation and Innovers. Okay, thank you so much. Candidate number 3, Victory for a better PUSC.
Thank you to the three candidates who have introduced. Then we can know each candidate better. We will go to the next agenda. The next agenda is showing the Q&A session, and the questions are collected from the PUSC People Forum.
So, in the Q&A session, 6 numbers will be displayed, and one of the candidates can choose the number randomly to open the question. Then, both candidates can answer the question directly, each within 1 minute. Okay, so while we wait for the committees to handle the participants, I want to hear the successful team in each of the participants from the first candidate. Okay, do you have some kind of like tagline or something? Or yell like that? Okay, what about candidate number 2? Okay, you have a tagline? Okay, I want to hear.
Kandidat nomor 2, shine for betterment.
Wow, that's such a spirit that can be from candidate number 2. Okay, what about candidate number 3?
Kandidat nomor 3, dream for a better PUSC.
Okay, but I want to hear from number 1 too. Do you have some kind of tagline or something? No? Okay. So for successful team candidate 2 want to help candidate 1, okay? Okay, let's hear it.
Candidate number 1, we are one! Enggak, kita IR. Semuanya IR.
Okay, so for candidate number 1, 2, and 3, are you ready? Okay, candidate number 1, you may choose the number first. Number 1. Alright, so the question is, what will you do to answer our members of PUSC exceed the 5 functions of PUSC? Candidate number 1, you may answer the question. It's 1 minute. Time start now.
Thank you. So we as a leadership to make sure our member is feel comfortable to our organization. We must make our membership feel like organization is the home. So all the membership ready to get the job very well because they are feel like a home in our organization. Thank you.
And the next candidate, number 2, can answer the question in 1 minute. Time start now.
Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for the question. And as we have to know first, what is the 5 function in President University Student Council? The first one is awareness. The second is resourcefulness. And then trustworthiness, and then initiative. And last one is commitment. And how we implement or execute this 5 function as we become one in President University. We not just one person, but we as a team, as a family, we grow together. We find ourselves together and we can execute the problem and find the solution together as one President University Student Council. Maybe that's the answer for me. Thank you so much.
And the next candidate, number 3, can answer the question in 1 minute. Time start now.
Okay, thank you very much everyone for the question, and I would like to answer about the question. So the question is, maybe we can ensure members of PSC execute 5 function is to make our member to become happy in work with us in organization, and also if our member have any trouble or struggle in their job desk, and we can make a communication so our member can feel happy and feel like have solution with us. Maybe that's from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, for the next question, candidate number 2, you may choose the number.
Maybe number 6.
Okay, so the question is, what step will you take as the next chairperson if one of your head of commission or head of internal bureau went inactive or uncommitted to their position or responsibilities during the working period? Candidate number 2, you can answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you so much again for the question. And this is also the problem if we want to become the leader. the leader, we have to back up all the job desk or the commission, the division, and we have to back up them. And if there's any head of commission that inactive in doing their job desk, we have to back up them, and we have to find what is the problem. We have to implement what is the needed of doing this her job desk, and also reach their member. Their member is also important because not just have a commission, because we as a team member, we have several members. That is why we have to working together and find a solution. Maybe that is the answer from me. Thank you.
Now, candidate number 1, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So in this problem, we have 5 steps to solve the problem. The first is we identify what is the problem is. So we must know what is the reason he or he become unreached. 2 is we discuss what does solve the problem. And next to critical and suggestion. Next is the evaluation itself. So we make sure that it will never will be happen in the next period. Thank you.
Okay, now for candidate number 3, you can answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I think for this problem, I think we have to communicate with our head of commission or head of internal bureau to find the problem. So this is the most crucial thing, I think, because the communication is very, very important in organization. So if you have problem, if our member have a problem or head commission have a problem, we will have some communication, and after that we will define and search solution for their problem. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Alright, for the next question, candidate number 3, you may choose the number.
Okay, candidate number 3, choose number 3. Thank you.
Okay, so the question is, what would you do to embrace and influence the President University student to follow PUSC's information using offline methods, because using social media is not enough in the era of post-pandemic? For candidate number 3, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I think I would like to answer this question. Okay, the solution is, for me, we can looking for the chairperson of Puma, and this is offline method, right? So we can reach our student, our PresUnivers about the information of PSC, and we can reach each of Puma chairperson to help with us to spread the awareness of the information of PSC itself. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Now, candidate number 1, you can answer the question in 1 minute. Time start now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So we know the relationship, the essential importance of relationship itself is communication. So we must good communication with other organization and the PresUnivers itself. So after we have a good communication, we have to socialization to our President University student to more know about President University Student Council itself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. And yet I believe we also from the online, we gather into the offline. It's very hard for us thing to do because social media right now is not just online method but also offline. And maybe based on my opinion, we can share, we can do our old school ways, which is maybe we share the brochure to other students, and we can open booth in building B or maybe building A, and that is what my campaign team do when we're campaigning. We do the offline season, such as we share the brochure to President University, and also we not just forget the online itself. Online is very important. Maybe we share the broadcast to messaging to WhatsApp and still for doing that. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Alright, for the next question, candidate number 1, you may choose the number.
Number 4.
Okay, so the question is, how do you approach President University student to trust PUSC as mediator to deliver any opinion, such as complaint related to the university? Candidate number 1, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So we must build the trusted to President University itself. We must share our enthusiasm to President University itself. So we share our aspiration. We have aspiration commission too, and we can process it to our management itself and solve the problem. So President University sure that we can solve their problem. Thank you.
Now, candidate number 2, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So actually, how we can be trust for PresUnivers to become the mediator between PresUnivers and then also President University, it is also in my mission number 4 actually. It is the respect and trustworthy will be carried in President University. So how can we get trust from them? Is when we trust them first. We have to trust them first. We have to show them that their voice is important in President University, and after that, they will trust us. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Now, candidate number 3, you can answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I will answer to the question. So, how to build the trustworthiness in PUSC as mediator between management and PresUnivers. I think the most important way is to become transparent as we can. So we will also after that we will also can give back report to the PresUnivers about their complaint and about their aspiration, and after that they can know the progress of their aspiration and complaint to the management of President University. I think that's all for my opinion. Thank you very much.
Okay, so for the remaining question, there is still number 2 and 5. Okay, for candidate number 2, you may choose the remaining number.
Okay, candidate number 2, choose number 2.
Okay, so the question is, how do you increase your members' awareness of their involvement in all PUSC activities or events? Meanwhile, they have other responsibilities such as internship. Candidate number 2, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So how can we build the awareness for doing their own job desk? Is that when we have to build their skill, their managing skill. How can the person implement the method, which is how can they pursue what is the priority, what is time management. We have to teach them in leadership skill, such as one of my event itself. And we have to learn to them, and we have to learn with them. We have to grow together, and we have to tell them that their job is very important for the sake of the President University Student Council. We have to give them awareness and reminding them always that this is crucial. This is very important, not just maybe the academic. Maybe that's the answer for me. Thank you.
Now, candidate number 1, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Thank you for the opportunity. So like my answer before, we as leadership, we have the responsibility to make our member is comfortable to our organization. We must build the home feeling in our organization. When we have a home feeling in our organization, it must be our priorities. Thank you.
Now, candidate number 3, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. I would like to answer to the question. So, how we build the awareness of their job desk is this is very crucial because this is the most important. Our member should have this like self of belonging. So, our members of PUSC, I think, should have some kind of self-belonging to this organization because every job desk that they have, they should do it. And every member has their own commitment letter, and also this is the way they have to commit in their job desk. And how to increase their awareness is to give them some solution or give them some motivation to their point of view. And that's all for my opinion. Thank you very much.
Candidate number 3, the last question, number 5.
Okay, so the question is, how can you prove your dedication that after you are chosen as the chairperson of PUSC, you will accomplish your vision and mission that you mentioned? For candidate number 3, you may answer the question in 1 minute. Time starts now.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So, how do I ensure my dedication to as chairperson of PUSC? So, the first of all, and achieve my vision and mission, I would like to build my vision and mission, and also write it down to my work plan. And I will have some give my members to motivate them and to reach their vision and mission in PUSC. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Now, candidate number 2, you can answer the question in 1 minute. Times.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So how can we, as a chairperson of President University, accomplish our vision and mission? So first of all, I want to clarify that PUSC is, as I mentioned before, we as a team, we are not just one person. We become one as one family. That is why to make sure that vision and mission to require the establish excellence for the betterment of the President University Student Council, we have to give them to take in charge. We have to trust them, and we have to respect to each other, so that they can believe that their job test is very important, so that the person will do, or maybe if they need help, we dare to them to help every problem that we execute. And after that, we can value that maybe the job test in every division is already accomplished. Maybe that's all answer for me. Thank you.
Now, candidate number 1, you can answer the question in 1 minute. Time start now.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So how can I prove my dedication? So the first, I make the G-form to all PresUnivers and all member of USC itself. And the member can read my work plan and give me how satisfied they are in my work plan while I'm working in PUSC 2023. Thank you.
The Q&A session has been finished. Then let's proceed to the next agenda. It's the main agenda that we are It's the public debate of the candidate of chairperson and vice chairperson PUSC 2023.
For this session, there will be a moderator who will lead the debate session, namely Kak Ligita Sharon Patricia. Chairperson of PUSC 2022, Team Leader Ambassador President University 2022, Biru Voices Ambassador 2022. So without any further ado, to the Honorable Kak Ligita Sharon Patricia, we invite you to lead and start the debate session.
Alright, thank you MC for introducing myself as the moderator. And now today we will enter the public debate session. And first of all, let me introduce our panelists today. Firstly is Katangku Redita Salsabila as the chairperson of PUSC 2022 and XL Future Leader Awardee Batch 8 and Bali Demokrasi Student Conference Awardee. And the next is alumni of the MAN Indonesian Yes Alumni Association. Give applause to Kak Asha. For Kak Asha, please come to the stage. And our second panelist is Kak Miguel Andrew Saroba. He is a chairperson of PUSC 2021, awardee of Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University GLAD Program 2021, first runner-up Putra Batik Karawang 2021, and lastly, Putra Generasi Pesona Indonesia 2022. For Kak Miguel, you can go to the stage. Okay, so before we start our public debate, I will read the rules and regulation of PUSC public debate today that obligated for all the candidates of PUSC. So for all candidates, please pay attention regarding this rule and regulation. Okay, the first is general rules. Team of debates consists of 2 speakers and should be the candidates of PUSC in the same party. And the moderator will call the motion to order the start of the debate and remind everyone present of the rules. The 2 speakers on each team will... Okay, so for the 3 candidates of PUSC will make their substantive speech of the following order. Okay, so the first turn, party will take turn according to the number of party from party number 1. And the fourth is the allotted speaking time for speeches is 2 minutes for the first until third session for its substantive speech. Okay, and next, in the event that any candidate is unable to speak halfway during the debate session, teams are not allowed to replace them. And the next, candidates may bring their own stationery, okay? And any attributes which bring the provocation for the other candidate are prohibited. And for debate ethic, the first, all candidates are expected to be in their formal attire. The second, all candidates should use proper English during the debate. The third, every motion will be given directly by the committee exactly before the debate session begins. And the fourth, candidates and audience members should keep away the distraction during the debate. And the fifth, candidates who are not in his or her turn to speak should respect the one who speaks in the stage. And lastly, the audience should keep the condition conducively during the debate. I hope for all the three candidates got these rules and regulations. That's all for all the rules and regulations of today's session. Please, for all the candidates, pay attention to this and obey all the rules and regulations. And after RNR has been read, before we start our debate session with first motion, for all the candidates can present regarding their vision and mission. Start from candidate 1 for Yosiana Daborbukit. You may present your vision and mission.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So my vision is PUSC as an organization with integrity and credibility in carrying out responsibility with inspiring, communicative, and contributive manners. And to achieve that, I have some vision, implement PUSC function effectively and efficiently, carrying out continuous monitoring with other organizations. Next is build synergistic with internal and external parties. Next is accommodate channel student aspiration. And the last is realizing dynamic and harmonious membership based on principle of kinship. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for Yosiana Daborbukit. For the next, there is candidate 2, Alicia Pinkanswot. You may present your vision and mission.
Okay, thank you so much for the great opportunity. So I will start with my vision first. My vision is to become the high qualifier organization that generates the essence of first one, integrity, second is intelligent, and the third is diligent. And also to become the platform for the university branch. That is my vision. And for my mission is, the first one is to become the mediator between student and president university as a listener with fairly judicious resolution. And the second is to dedicate to achieve our responsibilities in each commission. And the third is to combine the value of togetherness in internal but also on the external. And the fourth is to respect and trustworthy will be carried out in every president university student council activity. And number 5 is to establish excellence with wise action. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for candidates 2, and we moving to the last. There is candidate 3 for Dava Azaniat Sumarta. You may present your vision and mission.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. So, my vision is to create PUSC, a highest professional student organization that media student and management to create an active, critical, and creative environment. So, for my mission is to become a professional bridge between management and PresUnivers. And then the second one is to build strong relations and bonding between internal and external PUSC. And then the third one is to maximize PUSC social medias to increase awareness of PresUnivers about the information of PUSC. And then the last one is to increase internal activities to create enthusiasm and active participations between PUSC members. And that's all for my vision and mission. Thank you very much.
After all the candidates, thank you very much for all the powerful vision and mission. We can start the debate session now. Okay, how do you feel, candidates?
Amazing, but
alright. Are you ready for this debate session?
Ready or not, yes.
Alright, so from the candidate 1 for Yosiananda, you may choose the number from the third 3 motion that are already in your screen. And you can choose.
Candidate 1, choose number 1.
Alright. Candidate 1, choose number 1. So, for the first motion is President University students' lack of availability of campus facilities for developing their skill in art. For Yosi, you may start to answer the motion in 2 minutes. Time start.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So we, as student in President University, we must encourage our enthusiasm not only in campus, but we also be able to give our ability to another campus, so we can make our abilities, maybe skill in art, in outside President University. Thank you.
Alright, you still have 1 minute. Is it enough? Alright. So thank you for Yosi Ananda for the answer. Next, we will hear the answer from candidate 2 for Alicia Binganswat. The time start now.
Okay, thank you so much again for the question. So, the lack of availability of campus facilities for developing art. So the first one, I believe that it is important to know our environment. It is important to us to realize what is the availability facilities in our campus itself, and then we can come out like for our CNC in art, we can develop our CNC for art, and then I believe we can cooperate also with Jababeka. For example, if we lack of availability for the facilities. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
You still have 1 minute and 18 seconds. Don't want to add something?
Okay, maybe I will make clear for my answer. So I mean by that the lack of availability for our facilities in campus, we have to cooperate with Jababeka. I mean by that is that Jababeka can give us the more facilities that we need, that we believe that we need to pursue our own interest in gaining the art skills. For example, in CNC, maybe we can come up with that. Maybe that's all. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for Alicia. And the last we hear from the candidate 3 for Dafa Ihab. The time start now.
Okay, thank you very much. So, for my opinion, we as President University Student Council have function named research, mediation, and aspiration. So, this function can help our PresUnivers to get more facilities in developing their skills and art. So for PresUnivers who feels that our facilities is not enough, can give us aspiration and mediation, and after that we can present the aspiration and mediation to the management. So we can help PresUnivers with our function, and that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, is it enough? You still have 1 minute left.
Okay, I think I will add some research. Maybe the Commission 1 function, the Commission 1 research function can conduct research regarding this lack of campus facilities, and also after from their research result can present it to the management also to get the answer and the help from management to increase our campus facilities. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for candidates 3. We move to the candidate 1. Give response to candidate 2 and 3. You have only 2 minutes. Start from now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So, for me, we as a student don't ask what school, what campus do to us, but ask what we do to our campus. So if we feel like our campus lack of facilities, so we can use our abilities to more encourage our campus. Thank you.
You still have 1 minute 30 seconds. Do you want to respond any statement from candidates 2 or 3? Is enough? Alright. So, thank you for Yosiananda for your response. And the next candidate 2, you can give response to candidate 1 and 3 statement regarding this first motion. Start from now in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Maybe I will add some more that my friend already said, that we can do some research. But I believe not just research that we need to do, but we have to taking the action itself. Like example that I already present For example, we can cooperate with Jababeka to need more facilities. So if we cooperate, we didn't need much more maybe budgeting, because cooperate is when the two people working together. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Alright, you still have 1 minute. It's enough.
Yes, it's enough because I still hold on my statement.
Okay, so thank you Alicia for the statement. And the next for candidate 3, you can give response to any candidate 1 and 2 say to you regarding your statement in 2 minutes. Time start now.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. So I will answer about for the motion. So in my opinion, if we have PSC has 5 functions, right? So why don't we just use our function to help PresUnivers for their problem? I mean, not like looking forward to help from another parties. Just use our function to help PresUnivers, because this is PUSC and PUSC has 5 functions, and why don't we just use our function to help them? Thank you very much.
Alright, you still have 1 minute 18 seconds.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So after all the candidates give their answer regarding the first motion and already give the response to other candidates too, each candidate can give their closing statement for the first motion in 1 minute, starting from candidate 1. Closing statement.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So we as a student, President University student, we must increase our ability to make President University more increased by we can use our abilities. Don't only ask what campus do to us, but ask what we do to our campus. Thank you.
Okay, for the next, thank you for candidate 1. The next candidate 2.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Maybe I will make the conclusion based on my statement. The first one is we have to know first our environment. Maybe there are some of them didn't use our facilities well because they didn't know what facilities we have. So we have to make sure that we have to make them know what facilities in our campus and what their interest can be found or maybe can be increasing in our maybe fan or maybe in our common community. Maybe that's. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for candidates number 2. Moving to the candidates number 3. In 1 minute, time start.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. So I will make conclusion about my statement. So first of all, PUSC have 5 functions. So I think we should, in my opinion, we should use that function to help PresUnivers, because this is the reason why we have PUSC in our campus, to give our aspiration, mediation, and also research and deliver it to our management to improve our facilities. And I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you for candidates number 3. So, give applause to all the candidates for the first motion. So for the first motion, President University Student Act, the availability of campus facilities for developing their skills in art. We know that students of President University have various talents in art, especially in music, dance, visual, and so on. And however, the President University itself, there are not many facilities that will support them in developing their skills in PUSC. As the highest legal organization that communicates directly to the management of President University are expected to be the media between PresUnivers and management. And all the candidates answer with the solution, increase enthusiasm of PresUnivers, and also improve the CNC in arts, cooperate with Jababeka, and develop itself. And don't forget to give the aspiration to PSC and management. Alright, so for candidates number 2, which number of motion will you choose?
choose number 3.
Alright. For motion number 3, how if there are members who are not involved in any plenary meeting even if they don't join the activities and events that are held by PSC? Are there any sanctions for those people who are not actively involved? Is there any law that regulates that kind of violation? So we know plenary meeting is one of the compulsory agenda in PSC. And however, there are some members who are not actively involved in plenary meeting and also event and activities in PSC. Obviously, it would disrupt other members and it's unfair action if they do so. Candidates are expected to give answer about the law or sanction that will be regularly or given in this kind of violation. For candidate number 2 minutes, start from now.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. So before I jump to the law or maybe the regulation, what kind of violation that the person will get, maybe I will explain first what we must do if there's any member who unreached or maybe there's member who cannot do their job as well. Maybe the first one is we have to approach the member first. We have to know the problem. What is the problem that the person didn't do their job, that didn't attend the plenary meeting, and after we know the problem, then we can come up with many of the solution. If there's any solution, there's also alternative solution. So if the first solution is cannot be working, maybe we can jump into the other solution, and that is why plan A, plan B is very important when we solving a problem. And also after we give them the solution, we also have to evaluate it. Is this kind of problem, is this kind of solution is worth enough, and the person is still or maybe still unreached for doing their job test, and then we can jump into the law or regulation, which is the law itself. We will give them warning letter, which is warning letter is divided in 3. The warning letter is like a second chance for them. So if they didn't do their job test, there are second chance for them, but they have to do the warning letter, maybe like SI or maybe cost for some money, something like that. It also in the regulation in President University Student Council. Maybe that's the answer for me. Thank you so much.
Alright, still in? Okay. Thank you for candidate 2 for the answer. Next, for candidate 3, in 2 minutes, time, start now.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. I will respond to the motion. So I think better we have to find solution, because again and again and again, I will say that communication is very, very important in our organization, between our members and also between our head of commission and also head of internal bureau. So this communication must keep it in a well performed, and also we have to ask with the member that not attend our plenary meeting, and we have some communication with them, and also we will find the problem itself with them. And after we find the problem, we will discuss it with the member that not attending this our plenary meeting, and we can find the problem. And from that problem, we can find the solution. And yeah, and from the solution, we give some solution to them. And if they're not cooperative, they're still not cooperative with us, we can choose with the law and regulation, which is give them some warning letter and so on. Thank you very much.
Okay, you still have 48 seconds. Do you want to add something?
No, thank you.
Okay, so thank you for candidate 3 for the answer. And the next for candidate 1, you may start to answer the motion in 2 minutes. Start from now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So we have many steps to identify this problem. First, we must know what is the problem is. So we must know, we identify what is her or his problem. So we bring that problem to our meeting. And next, we move to critical and suggestion. Every member in PUSC give suggestion and what the sanction can be delivered to her and him. Next is evaluation. So we make sure that it's not happening again. And if this not working, we can give their warning letter 1 to give them opportunities to make to change the to give them opportunities. Thank you.
Alright, you still have 1 minute. You want to add something, candidates 1?
Enough, Kak. Thank you.
Alright, so the next is, because all the candidates already give the answer regarding the second motion, and the answer is correlate and the same in the end, I want you to, from each candidate, to detailing what kind of approach that you want and what kind of warning letter that you understand, because all of you mentioned about the warning letter itself. Start from candidates 2. You can answer in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe I already stated in my statement the kind of warning letter. For example, we give them essay, or maybe we give them cost for some money to give them the warning letter. And also, if the warning letter already did 3 warning letter to the person, then the person have to be dropped out from President University Student Council. Maybe that's answering the question.
Do you have any response to the others candidate answer?
Okay, maybe because the other member totally agree with the opinion to find the problem first and then execute the solution, and after that we implement the problem, and maybe just that. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for Alicia. Do you still have 1 minute? Do you want to add something or give response to others candidate 1 or candidate 3? So they can answer regarding your response.
Maybe I already stated, and just that. Thank you.
Alright. So thank you for candidates 2. We move into the candidate 3. In 2 minutes, start from now.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. I will make clear about my statement before. So, why communication? How I approach my member, because some of my member in case has not attend our plenary meeting. The first of all, I will call head of commission or head of internal bureau. If some member come from commission 1 or commission 2, I will call head of commission 1 or commission 2, head of commission 2. And I will make some communication with head of commission 1. Why this member is not attend our plenary meeting? Why the reason? And why the problem? What is the problem? And also, after that, I will, head of commission will give me some information regarding to the problem, and also we can discuss together about the solution itself. And for the warning letter that I already mentioned it before, for the warning letter is, as far as I know, warning letter has 3 levels, which is warning letter 1, warning letter 2, and the last one is warning letter 3. So if our member still not cooperative, I mean, for example, our member still not answer about our approach and still doesn't have any response to our approach, we can give them some warning letter. And I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you for candidates number 3 for the response and the detailing answer. The next, we will hear from the candidate number 1. In 2 minutes, time start now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So in here we must communication. We know the important essential in relationship or organization is the communication. So we want to communicate ways. And after the communication, we bring that problem to our meeting and we discuss what is the problem is. And next is we giving them warning letter if our discussion don't get solve the problem. So we know our regulation in PUSC, we have a 3 warning letter, and if we already have a 3 warning letter, and we will get dropped out from PUSC. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for candidates number 1. After the candidates give response and detailing answer to others candidate, each candidates can give their closing or conclusion statement regarding the second motion in 1 minute starting from candidates 2. Time start now.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Maybe my closing statement, or I can just say my conclusion. The first one, if the person is unreached or didn't do their job test, we have to know the communication between the two sides, not just our side, but also the person. What is the problem from that person didn't do their job test? Like I said before, we have to know the first problem, what is the problem, or we can identify the problem. And then secondly, we have to come up with many solutions, like the alternative, plan A, plan B. After that, we executed which solution that we have to come up with this problem. And also, we have to, after that, after we have many of solution, we have to implement it. We have to give them directly take approach for our solution. And then we evaluate our action. So we find that it is very important for the university. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for candidates number 2. Moving next to the candidate number 3.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. I will make clear about my statement before. So, as I said before, communication is very, very important. It's very, very crucial in our organization, in between our members and also head of commission and head of internal bureau. Because if we have good communication between our member, and so we can know what the problem that our member has, and so after that we can give them some solution. So because in some cases there are member that has their problem, but they cannot tell or they cannot speak to us because they some have, or maybe they afraid or they like ashamed and so on and so forth. So the communication is the key to solve the problem, I think, in this case. And thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for candidates number 3 for the closing statement. And lastly, for candidate number 1, you may start giving the closing statement in 1 minute start from now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So my closing statement is, so we as an organization must have a good communication with each member in PUSC. So that issue, for example, the member not attend the plenary meeting, not happening again. And if it happening, we must have a communication twist and bring it from to our discussion forum, and we make the evaluation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for candidates number 1. And after we hear regarding the answer and response from each candidate, I can conclude that for the second motion regarding the unreached member, the communication is the key and important also, and we need to identify what is the problem and the background of the member being unreached. And after that, we can discuss and find solution, and after that, do the evaluation. And if still not working, we can give them a warning letter, even in any form of warning letter. Okay, so we moving to the next motion. For candidates number 3, you only have the choice, second motion. Okay, so for the second motion, lack of student participation and complicity to participate in events and programs organized by student organization and campus. Students' contribution are needed to success in the programs and events that are conducted by student organization and campus. Unfortunately, we found that many events or activities had less participants and motivation. And PSC, as the bridge among students, student organization, and campus, is responsible for hearing and delivering aspirations that come from students and student organization regarding this matter. This issue is expected to be tackled in the future. So for candidates number 3, you may start in 2 minutes. Start from now.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities and the question. So I would like to respond to the question and motion. So first of all, we have to know, we have to get some communication why the events and student organization is less lack of student participation. Why? The reason. So we need to looking for the reason why, and then after that, if we have the reason and the problem that why our student less participate in our event, we can give some solution. Maybe one of them like giving some maximize social medias and also maximize the event description itself. Why they have to participate in that event, and also after that maybe we can like ask to our student why they don't want to join or why they don't interested in the event. Because this is the most, I think the most important to get to know what is the problem, what makes our PresUnivers less interested in joining the event itself. Thank you very much.
Alright, you still have 40 seconds. Maybe you want to add the solution itself for this problem. Decide to maximize the POC media.
No, thank you very much.
Alright. So, thank you for candidates number 3. The next is for candidates number 1. You may answer the motion in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So in this issue, we must have collaborate. From the Commission 1, we research what is the interest of President University itself. Next, we conduct process from Commission for supervision. They are most process to project manager of the event itself. What is the interest of President University, and the Inter Bureau is a publication the event, so the President University will know what the event itself and want to join the event itself. Thank you.
Alright, you still have 1 minute. Do you want to add something regarding the solution?
Enough, thank you.
Alright. So thank you for candidate 1. We moving to the last candidate. For candidate 2, you may answer the motion in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity and for the question. So I believe why the student participation or lack of their participation in joining an event in President University. So I believe we have to show them what the strength or maybe the benefit that they will get in the event. Because I believe event is made to President University student. Not for student university, but event is made to improve or grow maybe all the skill that may the benefit that get to the President University student. That is why I believe we have to show them, we have to increasing their assignment. What is the benefit that they get if they join this event? What is the strength and weaknesses? Maybe not weakness. The strength for joining that event. And I believe we can show them, we can gather the information through maybe WhatsApp or maybe the offline season that already stated before. And we can point out that if you join this event will increase your knowledge, your benefit, and so the others. Maybe that is my answer. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for candidates number 2. And the next. Okay, so after the candidates answer all the answer of the motion, each candidates can give their response to each other's answer in 2 minutes. Start from candidate 3. Time may start.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. Actually, I do agree because the benefits, we have to show the benefits to our PresUnivers. But if we just show the benefits of this event, if maybe some our PresUnivers have some problem accept why these benefits. Maybe for example, like this event should have like the joy the fund from the committee. So our PresUnivers not interested to joining this event because of the fund of the committees. So why? So this is the problem that we have to care about, accept the benefits that will give by the event itself. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for candidate number 3 to give response to candidate number 2 statement. And next for candidate number 1, you can give the response to candidate number 2 and 3 statement. For in 2 minutes start from now.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So we know in event we post the strength and the testimonies of event itself, but it's not encourage the participant of event itself. So we know every student have their own interest, so we don't push them to join our event. So we want to make our event is decide on our interest. Thank you.
Alright, you still have 1 minute. You want to add something?
Enough.
Okay. So thank you for candidate 1 for giving the response to candidate 2 statement again. And lastly, for candidate number 2, you may start giving your response to candidate number 1 and number 3 in 2 minutes start from now.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So first of all, I totally agree with my friends already stated that research is also important. Why this person or why PresUnivers is like of interest in many organization. Many organization and also event in PresUnivers. We have to research and know what is the problem first. But not just we have to do the research. I believe we have also to have to take the action itself. We cannot just rely on maybe waiting for the management result, but we have to come up with the actual action. Like instead, I already stated it before, we have to show them maybe the benefit that they get, or maybe the skill, or maybe the interest, because I believe there's always public interest, and public interest, they can come up with many of solutions that how can this person get their interest, maybe in joining this organization, or maybe joining this event. So maybe that is my response. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for candidate number 2. You still have 40 seconds. You want to add something?
That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. And after the candidates give response to the other candidate statement, each candidate can closing session or conclusion for the third motion in 1 minute, starting from candidates number 3. 1 minute start now.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. I will give some conclusion about my statement. So, for my statement, because we need communication between our PresUnivers and our student organization, because we need to know what the reason they less interested in joining our event. So from that communication, we can get the problem itself and find the solution. Maybe they're not interested in events that they have to pay before they join, and so far and so on. And this is I think the most crucial way is communication between PresUnivers and student organization to get to know what is the problem with our PresUnivers, why they less interested in joining in our event in student organization in our campus. Thank you very much.
Okay, time's up. Thank you for candidate number 3, and for candidate number 1, you may give your closing statement. In 1 minute, start from now.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So my closing statement is, so we must in this issue we must collaborate the collaboration for Commission 1 Research and Commission for Supervision and Commission Internal Bureau itself from publication, and we can make the event decide on the interest of our president university student, and we must more wondering in quantitas not qualitas, in qualitas not quantitas. Thank you.
Alright. Thank you for candidate number 1 for giving the closing statement. Lastly, for candidate number 2, you may start to give the closing statement in 1 minute start from now.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So my closing statement or maybe my conclusion is that I want to make this as underline this statement because our event or maybe our student organization is made for President University student. Not the event is made for our university, but also the benefit also for the university. But to make this a point, this is a pointing to President University students. So maybe to gain their skill, to gaining their opportunity, to maybe gaining their leadership skill, maybe any other skill that they needed. Maybe that is all the closing statement for me. Thank you.
Alright, thank you for candidates number 2. And after we heard about the answer and response from each candidate regarding this third motion, we can conclude that for the members, the lack of the student are participation and interest in joining events and organization itself, we need to maximize the function of PSC itself, especially for Commission 1 and Commission 4 about the research and supervision events. And then we need to find what is the problem and what is the reason behind the lack of participant and interest of the event itself. And we can use our media social to maximize the awareness of the event. And lastly, don't forget to show the benefits of joining this event for all the PresUnivers. Alright, so because we're already in the end of the debate session, for the next session, we will start the panel session with all the candidates. For the first, for Kak Asya, you may give your comment and question regarding this third motion for all the candidates. Start from now.
Okay, thank you so much, moderator, for the time, and also thank you for the three of you who have also answered all the questions. That's a good job of you guys. But I think before we come directly to one and each of you, I think you guys have the same common problems. This is a debate session, but what you mentioned is always the same answers, as always repetitive. Like the example is the first one. When the campus is lack of facilities, the candidate number 1, you mentioned that we shouldn't ask the university what they can provide us, but what can we do for the university? Is that correct? Candidate number 2, are you agree with that? Are you agree with the candidate first?
I agree with that, but I have other opinion.
Yeah, you also mentioned why the candidate number 1 is not the best answer. Why you should put more that the answer. That's how the debate works, you guys. So it's not always the same question. You have 3 sessions. First you answer your own question, and the next you give response, and there is the conclusive statement. You only give like a little bit of adjustment there. So it's something to improve about the next one, okay? And right now I will come to the first questions, lack of facilities. The first candidate says that you need to look for facilities outside of Presiden University. How come? This is the students, all of us here, pay for the tuition for that millions of money. How come? How come we can go ask facilities to outside of university? That's PUS's job to provide that and to make sure that is exactly what we need. You know? So how can we know if that our facilities is the most important one? Like the third question you mentioned, do research. Research first, set the most keyword ones, the most concerned one. Do we need that immediately? So I don't think that's really is. You really need to fight for your members. You need to fight for PresUnivers for what they need. But make sure first if that's the best that they need. So that's for the first candidate. And the second one, you mentioned that you need to assess the environment first, right? Like you mentioned develop the CNCs cooperate with Jababeka. How come? How come you know that Jababeka is the best company for this? Yeah, you can answer that.
Okay, maybe I will answer based on my experience. I have been an event organizer in some event, and that event need more facilities than before. And that the project manager of that event, they did the cooperation for the job because so they can get the facilities in The whole Jababeka.
Okay. You cannot just speak based on your experience because it's timely. You know, it can change from last month to next month. It can change over time. It can evolve. So you make sure what kind of the best company. That's the function of your commission. Commission 1 and commission 2. So because I've always seen that the commission 1 always do like the cliche, repetitive researches over the time. You can sometimes just produce like 5 research, like it's not like even that important. But for the same thing, it's always you can always assess the situation every day, and you can make research of that every day. So just never speaking based on experience. It's always based on facts and research, and that's the function of commission 1. Because commission 1 is research and development, not just research. You have to develop that. So that's the job of chairperson and vice chairperson to make sure of it. And the third one, you mentioned about maximize PUSC function to deliver aspiration. I really agree with that. But again, you need to know the weight. Oh, commission 1 need to do this, commission need to do this. So you have to make sure of everything. So yeah, again, for the lack of our facilities, I think you guys did it really well. But just make sure that not speaking based on experience, and you know, always ask what the university can provide you, because we pay for this, and you have to make sure that the aspiration of solutions can be delivered, and we can be the bridge, the best bridge, every efficiently and effectively handle those. So yeah, that's for the first one. And oh yeah, now one more. For the third candidate, you mentioned about use only PUSC functions. But what about it? Explore about it. Explore. So what the commission 1, just research. But if research is not enough, if the example is UI has a good art facilities, come to UI, learn from them, ask SA. Just don't stick to the status quo. Explore about it. That's for the first questions. And for the second one, about the question about member don't join plenary meeting and inactive members. All the 3 of you mentioned that you need to communicate first. I want to have questions from the third candidate, followed by candidate 2 and candidate 1. How important is rules and regulations for you, and how can you make sure that rules and regulations regarding plenary meeting comes first before you mention about communication with the inactive members in the plenary meeting?
Okay, thank you very much, Asha. I will respond to the comments. First of all, how important is the law and regulation to PUSC, right? So the important is because we the reason why we have the law and regulation is because to make sure all of our members is to do their job desk and their job desk and so forth and so on. So if they do not do their job desk properly, they can get from our law and regulation, which is it can be warning letter.
Okay, which one do you think is more important? Do you think it's more important to implement the rules and regulations or to communicate first? What do you think?
In my opinion, it's communication first, because we have. I think there's some problem and there's some cases that our member have a specific problem that we don't know about the problem. So I think we have to know the problem from our member first.
Okay. Do you think the current regulations about plenary meeting is adequate enough, is good enough to cover the problems that you guys face regarding the inactivity of plenary meeting from the members?
I think yes, it's enough, because from our rules and regulation, it has if our member don't attend our plenary meeting, they can get warning letter, and I think that's all.
Okay, I will come back to you later. But candidate 2, do I need to repeat my question, or you understand?
Okay, I already get the question.
Okay.
So I believe it is also stated in my mission, the first one, but I want to point out the listener, because the important communication, we not just have to make the action, but we have to be the listener. One is the problem that this person having. Maybe this person didn't want to. This person have other problem. Not just the person is maybe didn't do their job test, because that is important. How can be the listener?
Okay, if you can be a good listener, and then your member, your inactive member already explained that, but he is already like, he or she is already violating the regulations, what do you do?
It's also based on the rules and regulation. I will prevent the rules and regulation to them, but my statement is that the first one is do the communication.
Okay. Okay, number one.
Thank you so much, Kak, for the opportunity. So, for me, law and regulation is very important to our organization. But we must, in organization, we work together. That is why we have a good communication with each member, because we work together and build a synergistic each other. And and if we have a synergistic with each other, it will following by the regulation itself. Thank you.
Okay, here's the thing. I can see that the Commission 3 over leaders is struggling. Do you agree or not? Commission 3 is always struggling with making regulations, making, handling with all of these problems. So I know there's a very good idea about the communication part, but I think you guys also should emphasize about the importance of Commission 3 and how really strong the laws, the rules and regulations are. And really, so your members will not just rely on you, but they will also respect the laws itself. The very first hand, that is really, really important. Your answer before, number 2, you say that approach members to analyze problems to provide solutions. And alternative solutions, and also jump to warning letters. That's the end. But my question to you is, how can you make sure that your members will be far from inactive at the very first, so they will not be inactive at the very first place? What kind of things that you do?
Okay, maybe I will make clear from my statement before. That is why we have to identify the problem first. We have to know the exactly problem. If this person may be far from reach or maybe cannot give the solution, and then we can jump up to the rules and regulation, which is giving them the warning letter.
Okay, I think because this is about internal PUSC, it is really important. Do you have a new work plan?
Yes, I have the new work plan.
What is it about?
It's the internal, which is PBT, PUSC Better Together, is when togetherness is important in PresUnivers when we did the bonding season.
So I think that is really important to correlate that with this issue. So you have to emphasize that. You have to make sure you have to meet the key performance indicator for your new work plan, that your new work plan can answer this problem. Because none of the three of you mentioned your new work plans in answering these questions. Because I see that you have a lot here. Like DAFA, you have PUSC Pusc'S bonding and also PUSC break and everything. But you guys never mentioned why it is important to add new work plans by answering that. So credit number 2, when you say you have your work plan, make sure that you can solve the problem number 2. That's it about it. And for number 3, find a solution. You always say communication all over. What about communication? What steps you want to do with communications? Can get number 3.
Okay, I will reach my head of commission or head of internal bureau, as I say. So from head of commission and head of internal bureau can deliver to their member what is the problem, and yeah, that's how I reach my members.
So communicating the head of commissions and your members.
Yes.
And you have this new work plans about what is it? PUSC break and what is it? About the PUSC break. What is it about?
Yes, PUSC break is a monthly break event, like a bonding event with internal PUSC. So the members of PUSC will have good connection and good communication. And in PUSC break also can give us a session with us to share their problems while they're in PUSC.
But you just mentioned about communication is just talking with the head of community, the head of the divisions, head of the bureau. You should mention about the PUSC break. And one more question: so why do we really need PUSC break? is plenary meeting not enough for you?
Yes, I think it's what the difference between plenary meeting and PSC break. I think plenary meeting is official meeting, but in PSC break we also have the communication, a lot of communication. So why I add the PSC break, because I want to PSC member communicate with each other well. Because in plenary meeting, I think PSC member still focus on their research report. Commission report and Internal Bureau report.
Okay, yes, I get it. Thank you so much. Number 3. And I haven't mentioned about cadet number 1, your new work plan. Do you have a new work plan, cadet number 1?
Yes, Kak.
What is it about?
PUSC bonding, Kak.
So, what is the importance of PUSC bonding? Can you explain that?
Okay, thank you, Kak, for the opportunity. So my new work plan is PUSC gathering. Its main is PUSC bonding with all members. It's conduct after the inauguration itself. So we as a new member in PUSC have a good connection between each other. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, so I can see that the three of you, the main the main takeaways from your process communication. I think whatever the name is, that's a good one. But what is really important you guys all miss is the steps. What the next that you need to go, the goals that you need to achieve. What kind of communication? How can you measure communication? How can you measure improvement of communications? You should implement that, and you always make sure that your plan is not useless. It's not the same thing that we have done before. So why do we need a new work plan if we already cover everything and just doing the same thing? Just a waste of money. So make sure about that first. That's really important, and that's the thing of your lacking. Is some things you're a new kid. You're a new kid that you want to brag about, just to make you different. But each of you never ever once mentioned about your plan. So yeah, so that's it. You need to assess. Make this as critical as possible, and really make that quantifiable and measurable. You really have a clear data how the communication can be improved, how this communication can increase the bond or like the knowledge of the members. That's for the second question, I think. And one more thing about the second question actually is, so why don't you guys, all the three of you follows the laws, make sure steps are written and regulated and agreed. So all the three of you have mentioned that the current laws are already good enough. But it can be different with your new batch later with PUSC 2023. It can be different. People can have different arguments about inactivity or like absence of the plenary meeting. So better you guys make a new maybe meetings, reach the silver lining, the gold points. What are the most important ones, and make sure that everyone is agreed. Make the regulations if that is what they want and what is what we need. But if you think that is good enough, then go ahead. So yeah, that's one more thing. Really emphasize on the Commission 3 and the rules and regulations. That's something that we're lacking of over the years. Okay. So the number 3 question, we will jump to the debate number 3 about lack of students' participation. This is just a raw opinion from the candidate number 2, maybe number 2, number 1 to number 3. In your own opinion, why do you think the students are lack of participation?
Okay.
In events.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. I believe that maybe the person didn't get enough information. What is the event mean for? What is the event can bring to them? Maybe their lack of information. That's for my answer.
Okay, lack of information for number 2. Number 1, why our students are uninterested and lack of participation in events?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So for me, the lack of participation itself is lack of the interest of event itself. Next is they don't know the information about the event itself. Also, that's it from me. Thank you.
Okay, for number 3.
I think the same, but I want to add more some information because maybe from the committee's fund. Before they join to our event, they have to pay to funding the event. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. How if I said if I am the representative of the students here, because the events are boring. That's why I don't want to join that. How can you answer about that? Maybe candidate number 1. I said you say that lack of information, student of interest, and also you said the same thing. If I am the representative of all PresUnivers and I think I don't have any interest because your events are boring, what do you say? What are your clarifications about it? Starting from credit number 1.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So we as a student organization, PUSC, we are their voice. So if they are say that we have even boring, so we have to deliver it to each commission or project manager itself to make what is the interest of President University student itself, so we can convey to our event. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, credit number 3.
Okay, first of all, if they have some aspiration like that, I can give them some space to give us some aspiration and we will forward to the event itself to improve the event. Why the event is boring, why the event is lack of student participation and so on and so forth. Thank you very much.
Okay, number 2.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So I believe and I know, even maybe you guys all have the same mind, which is even is boring. And how to come up with this problem? I believe it's all already stated in my statement. We have to point out what this event is, what the strength of this event. But this event is different from many other event. Maybe that's the answer.
But if I'm not mistaken, events are the responsibilities of PUSU. Am I correct? Or like we actually like have events, but not that many. But when they complain it to you, and the event like participations are the whole for like most of PUSU's events, and it's not your jurisdiction, right? It's not your jurisdiction. So what do you do about your research or strengths and benefits if it's not for you, if it's the other's jurisdiction? What do you do about it? Because that's happened a lot. People complain to us a lot at that time, but that's not our job actually. And you will face that in the future. So how do you handle those? Maybe number 2.
Okay, can you repeat and point out the main
questions? Okay, so you mentioned about if I say that events are boring, you say that make strengths and benefits and look for the interest and give them for more information. But actually, what happened in PO itself, they complain a lot of events. It's not our events, it's the other organizations' events. But it happened a lot. People will complain to you because what we PresUnivers know is when they have complaint, just give to PUSC. But it is not our jurisdiction. And you will face that also in the future because people don't really know how to differentiate between PUSU and PUSC. So how can you handle those kind of things?
Okay, maybe I want to clarify first. I didn't say about event is already being handled by just PUSU. Because I believe PUSC also take the role on every event, every student organization, and that is why we have Commission 4, which is supervision. And that is why we have to supervise what is the problem and we can discuss in our President University Student Council.
See, that's really nice. So you need to make function of your Commission 4. Because a lot of times Commission 4 seems like invisible and everything. But when people complain, put use of your Commission 4 members as your key people, key person to make sure that this not happen again. So I have mentioned about Commission 3, Commission 4, and I'm another one. If that happens to you, beside working with Commission 4, do you have anything else? And some addition?
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. So I agree with the candidate number 2. It's we don't have that event, but the part of that event, we supervise that event. So we supervise that event to make sure that even more interest. And Commission 1 is research the event itself, make G from how certified the President University itself to that event. So we can, in the next event, we can more encourage our participation in event. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, that's a good one actually. If Commission 1 can do about it, can have research and stuff, but make sure it's not clashing and you already have some agreement with the event holders, so people will not like judge us like overstepping other jurisdiction and stuff. So we really need to make sure in order to understand the scope of our function, the scope of our organizations for candidate 1. Candidate 3, do you have any more addition?
Okay, yes, maybe we can use Commission 2 to get more aspiration and mediation from the event itself. And then deliver it to the project manager of the events. Thank you very much.
Okay, one more thing, the same thing, just make sure Commission 2 is based on what we need, not because what others organization needs. That's really important. I think that is for the 3 questions. Do I have more time, moderator? Okay, this is just questions outside of the debate motion. I think I really want to look for one more thing from the new work plans. What PUSC Pusat training is candidate number 1?
It is PUSC and PUSU training.
Okay, so what's the difference between PUSC PUSU training and general training? Why do we need PUSC PUSU training?
So the PUSC. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So the PUSC and PUSU itself, the training between PUSC and PUSU itself, but the general training is the PUSC, PUSU, and PUMA, and general, and we can get from other organization or other campus. Thank you.
Okay, I don't think this is necessary. That's my own opinion. Because you will later meet with PUSU again general training. You can make a lot of sub events from that. You can make a lot of some kind of differences with what we did last year. You can always make differences. You don't have to make 2 different work plans if they have the same goals, if they have the same means. So if you can make it as one, why not? So please really think about it again. If you think it can be squeezed in one event, so we can save money as well, that will be really wonderful. So yeah, I think that's for candidate number 1. And PUSC Pusat bonding is candidate number 2. Oh yeah, you have mentioned about it too. It's the same thing as well with my comment to candidate number 1. If that's not really important, you can squeeze it to one. Really do it just in one. And oh yeah, about PBT, PUSC Better Together. What is it about candidate number 2?
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to point out that PBT is when PUSC, we can point out that trustworthy and togetherness is very important in any other organization, not just PUSC, but every event, every organization, if there is many other people that involved, togetherness is important when we can trust each other. So
yeah, what kind of events is it? Is that gathering or is it what is it about?
It's gathering and bonding.
Okay, I see that I don't see like really clear goals about this work plan. I cannot measure. I cannot imagine like how amazing it can be. It's just cliche for me. We can do it in like normal bondings and stuff, but if you can make like little pop-up, little goals or something you can achieve, that will be better. And I think that will be really more interesting to the people that can see your work plan. It's just cliche, all of you guys. I cannot see like something unique about this and something that can achievable or like make the PUSC like better. And so yeah, that's your homework about it. And one more thing is about it's like one last for me, moderator, so bear with it. A lot of, I think in my period, also Miguel's period, we face this problem, the common problems. People want to go to student demonstration. People want to go march in front of governmental buildings and those kind of things. But we have our own rules and regulations. But we need to stand with our own rules and regulations. But people, the students are screaming, I have to do this because the Constitution said A, B, C, D, E, and they even complain to you directly to your social media. How can you handle this? Maybe starting from candidate number 3.
Okay, as we know, demonstration in our campus is not allowed because several things. So how we face that? We can tell them to them because beside the demonstration, we can do several things to give our aspirations, such as in Commission 1 is research, or Commission 2 is research, aspiration and mediation. So thank you very much.
People don't believe in that. Just like that's useless. I don't want to do that. But people are marching. Why can't we? What do you do?
Okay, I think we should conduct a formal forum with the student that wants to demonstrating, and we have to discuss about it. Why the plus minus from demonstration itself? Maybe we can invite management of President University to come to our forum to discuss about that, to make clear why PU doesn't allow the demonstration itself.
Okay, how about Candidato? Thank you actually, Candidato.
Okay, actually I have the same opinion because I'm from Commission 2, which is we are handling aspiration and also forum group discussion. So maybe I will implement that kind of problem in which certain situation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Great. Number 1, do you have anything more to add?
Okay, thank you so much, God, for the opportunity. So, I believe the democracy in the road or in front of the government itself, we have another way to democracy. The first is we can make a research to the problem and we give to the government itself. So, it's this fact about our farmer give the research for the issue of omnibus law itself. Thank you.
Okay, that's actually the key point from this kind of problems is being transparent. Is transparency. You always need to give follow-ups to the people that you have already delivered that to, head of students affairs, or maybe to whatever it is in this campus. So transparency is the key. Second one is give people explanations what you can do and you cannot do. It's beyond our job. It's beyond our jurisdiction. We cannot do that. And again, the third one is make an alternative event, like discussions, like panelists like this maybe, or something that maybe can deliver their aspirations directly, so they can, implement and also express what they feel, but with different forms. I think that is it for me. Thank you so much for all the discussion. Maybe give a hand to all of you guys. Awesome. So that's about my input. Really make sure about the usage of your commissions and work plans. If that's not really needed, don't do it. Make something different. Make a really measurable, quantifiable key performance indicator. So it's not all about like abstract goals that you cannot measure. And yeah, I think that's about it. And please be responsible leaders and be an inspiring and aspiring leaders that can make PUSC better and also can make a contribution to this university. Thank you so much once again. I yield the rest of my time to the moderator.
Okay, the next for me. Okay, first of all, I want to say hello to each candidate. Okay, what is lacking from each candidate that you are trying to give the general argument to this debate? Without mention any specific about PSC. You just mentioned about PSC function, but you don't elaborate more about that. And I find one mistake from candidate number 2. She mentioned about the function of PSC, but it's not actually the function of PSC. So I want to know each and every one of you your knowledge about 5 functions of PSC first.
Maybe I will try to answer that.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed that candidate number 2 say the function of PUSC itself, but it's the value, not the function itself. So we have 5 functions in PUSC, namely research, aspiration, legislation, supervision, and mediation. Thank you.
Okay, candidate number 2.
Okay, maybe I have a lack of information, or maybe lack of understanding. And yes, what I mentioned before is the value, and I believe the function of the PresUnivers University is already in our each division, our commission. The first one is research, the second aspiration, mediation, and legislation, and then supervision. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, candidate number 3.
Okay, I think I have the same opinion because in PUSC we have 5 functions. Research is to conduct research and present it to the management. Aspiration is to collect and deliver aspiration to the management as well. And legislation is to make laws and regulation to executive body, student organization. And then for supervision is to supervise and evaluate the performance of student executive body. And then the last one is mediation to become a bridge between PresUnivers and management. Thank you very much.
Okay, come to the first motion of the debate is lacking of the facility itself. Each and every one of you always say about increase our enthusiasm and then about know our environment, develop our science and so on and so forth. And what's the important things coming from the candidate number 3 that mentioned what to do about research. And I think that it's very important for each and every one of you to first identify what kind of facility that we need. So can you mention what kind of facility that we need according to the first motion? Start from candidate number 1. What kind of facility that you need, do you think that is lacking from President University so that this motion arises?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I agree actually. So we as the student organization, we are their voice. So we must process the suggestion of President University student itself to the management. And for example, we lack of art for student art, maybe in the theater and the podcast itself. Thank you.
Okay, podcast and theater. Okay, candidate number 2.
Okay, so I believe what candidate number 1 truly stated is I already proved it. But also, I believe the lack of facilities. For example, we have taken an event. We just have to it will solve. For example, this in Auditorium and also in UCC. And maybe I believe our event is known as 101 event. There's many event. So maybe if there's any event want to give their event in the exact time, they cannot do exactly the same time. So maybe like facilities like that. Thank you.
Okay, candidate number 3.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. So I think we have to make some room or like space for the art student or like some PresUnivers one that wants to give their handmade or their creativity about the art itself, and we have to give them some space or like some room for that because I think in PU still lack of that thing. Thank you.
Okay, so each and every one of you has to know about what facility that we need in Preston University. Then after you identify, you have to find the urgency of each facility. Is it important for us to make the facility happen or not? Back again, about our auditorium and PC or something like that. You have to analyze that the urgency of auditorium and PC itself. Is it good enough or maybe is it enough for the event itself? If it's good enough, so then why we need to expand our facility more? But if you're talking about the art itself, yeah, I agree that we need more like theater or something like that to improve students' ability. But back again, coming from candidate number 1, that candidate number 2, I think that saying about develop our CNC, I think it's more better for us to maximize our CNC first. Then we maximize our facility. So it's very important for you to know it's about the first motions. The second is about the research itself. What's the important things from the research itself that you have to know when you're making a research? There are 3 steps in making a research, or 3 types of research itself. The first one is short research. So you have to analyze what the problem that included in the short research itself. The short research means that the short that needs some period of time to some period of time to make it happen. And then the second is the middle term short, and the middle term research, and the last is long term. So if you want to make the facility or improve our facility, so you have to make the long term research. It means that the long term research, you have to make it in the very first time of your period, and you want to see the result in the end of your working period. So it takes time to do the long research. So you have to think twice about this kind of research in your working period, because it's not easy to like make it happen like just in 1 month and then the facility is there or something like that. So you have to think about that. And then the second, I think it will be better for you if you maximize the PSC function itself, because we know that the situation that we are faced in always changing because of the pandemic itself, and then now after post-pandemic itself. So there's a lot of changing in our organization. So first thing that you have to know that your value and your function is working well. There is no left behind from your functions. Remember that you have 5 functions in PSC. So you have to focus in all of them, not just one functions. Okay? Okay, I think that's all for the first debate. And the second debate is about the member of PSC did not join any plenary meeting. Okay. What is lacking from your argument that you are trying to give the solution without any details of it, without any correlate with our function back again, because I believe that our function is very important, and the very first time that we can do is we have to maximize our function first. So the first candidate number 1 say that we want to approach them first and then discuss to find a solution or something like that. I'm sorry, for the candidate number 2. And the third is you want to give the warning letter like essay or something like that. My question is how you ensure them to pay and how you ensure them to do the essay. Because in my working period, even if I give them like warning letter, like they still not obey the rules and regulations, or there is no essay, or there is no money that I get from their violations. So how you ensure that they want to pay and they want to make an essay?
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. And yes, I believe I cannot really ensure, but what I stated before about the warning letter. Warning letter is just a second change for them. If they did the warning letter, they get the second change. If they didn't get the warning letter, and then maybe give the warning letter level 3 warning letter, and maybe after that, when we cannot come up with any other solution, and the person will be dropped out. Maybe that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Talking about arena plenary meeting. I want to ask each and every one of you about the arena of plenary meeting. Do you understand about the arena of plenary meeting? I mean, do you get it at the very first time when you want to start the plenary meeting itself? Is it explained well by the commission 3 when you start as a member of PSC at the very first time? Do you get my questions?
Can you repeat more?
Yeah. Do you understand well about the arena plenary meeting when you at the very first time become the member of PSC? Have you understand it and have Commission 3 explain to you?
Yes, Commission 3 already did explain the rules and regulation in plenary meeting.
How far do you know about our arena?
Maybe I know, based on my opinion, thank you so much for the question. For the rules and regulation, because we know rules and regulation, there is so many, there is plenty of the rules, and the basic itself, we have to understand the basic itself first, just like what I get for the understanding.
Okay, how about candidate number 3?
Yes, as far as I know, we know the basic laws and regulations regarding our plenary meeting based on explanation from Commission 3. Okay, then thank you very much.
Okay, candidate 1?
Okay, God, thank you so much for the opportunity. So, the regulation itself, it's already said by Commission 3 in the first time, but it's not always saying in our meeting. So I really know about the R&R for the meeting itself is we have a three change to not attend the meeting. Thank you, God.
Okay, back again about the member of PSC that did not join any plenary meeting itself. Okay, coming from the previous judgment from Tasha about the plenary meeting itself and how to ensure that the bonding and the environment of the PSC are always in good condition. I interest with candidate number 3 answer about plenary meeting is official, so about the bonding or something like that must to done outside the plenary meeting. But don't you know that in plenary meeting we always celebrate the birthday party? So like each of our members in PSC. So what do you think about that? Is it important, or is there any improvement that you want to do in our plenary meeting?
Okay, thank you for the question. I will respond to the question. I think it's enough in plenary meeting. We already have like annual birthday party in plenary meeting, but for addition and to get communication, we can do in our PSC break in my workplace. So yeah, maybe we can do a lot more of to get to know each other in PSC break.
Okay, candidate number 1.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I really agree about the PUSC birthday station, which is my job that's actually in internal bureau. So it's make the bonding of PUSC each member itself. So but it's not only half a month PUSC birthday. So that's why I want to make a PUSC bonding to make more bonding, which is commission or each member in PUSC. Thank you, God.
Okay, candidate number 2.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. And yet, I believe it is not enough to just celebrate the birthday party. I think the bonding is need more bonding season, not just for birthday party. Because in the plenary meeting, in the birthday season, we use English, right? Because it's official. And I believe to get to know to each other, we can use Indonesia and we can bonding to each other more deeper. Thank you.
Okay, the next will be coming from the candidate number 3. You mentioned about call their head of commission to talk or discuss about why she or he did not come to any plenary meeting. But don't you realize that we have a POD meeting or executive board meeting, and don't you think that it's very important? So what's in your opinion about executive board meeting? Is it important to discuss about the member that didn't come to plenary meeting or not? Start from candidate number 3.
Okay, I think it's important for we discuss in executive board meeting with head of commission, head of internal bureau, secretary and treasurer, and also chairperson and vice chairperson to discuss about the member not attend this plenary meeting or inactive or like unreached, because we can discuss it together, not just like chairperson between chairperson and head of commission 1, but also in every head of commission and head of internal bureau and also secretary and treasurer, so we can discuss and get the solution from them. Thank you.
Okay, candidate number 1.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So in POD discussion, I agree to talk about that. So in meeting, we discussed what the progress of each commission and what is difficult to through each commission and what is to solve the problem. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, candidate number 2.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. And yes, I believe it is important. That is why we always stated that communication is important, because we're not just directly taking the action, but we have to implement the solution, which is by communication with each other. Thank you.
Okay, you always say that communication is very important, but back again, Kasha already give their feedback about that you never explain or elaborate more what kind of communication that you want to improve in this period. So by doing the executive board meeting, it's very important for you to build your communication with each head of commission and IB.
With each other.
And no one, you always say that you that mention about executive board meeting, because I believe that executive board meeting is very important to discuss several problems that happen in PSE or outside PSE. So you have to know that executive board meeting is very important in your working groups. Okay. For motion number 2, I think you have to need more pay attention to the commission 3 and your executive board, because that's the only person or the only person that really important in these motions. So for the head of commission itself, it's the very first time or the very first place you ask about the member itself, and the commission 3 is the one that regulates the plenary meeting. So you have to pay attention to those elements. Okay. Next, for the third debate, lack of participation and complicity. Okay. The things that I like from these motions, coming from, I don't know, is it coming from candidate number 2 or candidate number 3 about collaborate with Commission 1, Commission 4, and IB? Okay. Yeah, I think it's very important because back again that if we break down about the event itself, it is actually handled by Pusc'S itself. But what the important things that we can do is by maximize our supervision function. So I want to ask to HF candidates, do you think that PASC nowadays have done the supervision function very well or not? Start from candidate number 1.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I believe PUSC 2022 already conduct their job task really well, because we know we already finished our several events like student orientation, we already supervision, the general training itself and any event, and this is very successful event. Thank you.
Okay, candidate number 2.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity again. And I believe it is also success, but not fully success like 100%, because I believe in our supervision commission, when they taking supervisor in some event, the supervisor itself not taking the big role, maybe taking implement the problem in that situation, because in the event there's always maybe executive board that did the solution for the problem. So maybe I think it's already success, but have to directly take the action if there's any problem in that situation. Thank you.
Okay, Commission candidate 3.
Okay, thank you for the opportunities. I think Commission 4 really did well for our job desk in supervise executive body or events. So supervise function, which is Commission 4, have to get to know more about the problem in event itself, because I admit the event most of event is successfully done, but some of event like still lack of some of things. So I think the supervision function needs to fix that. Thank you very much.
Okay, so during 1 year period, each and every one of you, please explain to me how far do you know about supervision? How far the supervision function or the supervisor can touch the events? Coming from candidate number 2.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So I believe commission for, or maybe the supervisor supervise the event, take the in charge and watch the event if the event doing the progress smoothly or not. And I believe some of the event didn't put the supervisor from PUSC to take the action just for the watch for the event if they progress smoothly. That is my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, candidate number 3.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunities. So I think Commission 4 is already did some several things to supervise and to supervise the events that held by our student organization. But and also Commission 4 also made some kind of like KPI, key performance indicator, to indicate the performance of this event, and then from that they can evaluate the event well. Thank you very much.
Okay, candidate number 1.
Thank you so much, Kak, for the opportunity. So the supervision itself make sure the event run well. Next is the controlling the event and make sure the event successful and have an impact to President University student. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, one thing that you have to know that the supervision function is not only watch the event run or done smoothly or not, but as a supervisor, you can actually take an action by giving a suggestion to the PM, or maybe you can take action if the problem happened in that event. So you're just not watch the event, is it run smooth or not, but you can take an action as a supervisor because you are the one that have the power to supervise, controlling, and taking action of every problem that happened in that event. So taking notes on that things. And one thing that you can do to prevent this kind of things, which is lacking of participation in events. Do you have a general summit with PUSU? Can you elaborate what kind of discussion that do you do in that general summit? Start from candidate number 1.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question to make sure the question?
Okay. At the very first time when you chosen as the member of PSC, do you doing a general summit with PUSU, right? What's your knowledge about general summit with PUSU?
Thank you so much for the opportunity, guys. So my answer is when we general summit with PUSC members and PUSU member itself, we can increase our abilities and know more about how work in organization, and we can also bonding with other organization and make some good synergistic, which is with each organization to make we have a good connection between each organization. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, candidate number 2.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So General Summit is the meeting between PUSC and PUSU, and I believe this meeting is when we decided the timeline of every event in PUSU itself, and also the budget allocation for the timeline for the event for PUSU itself. And I believe it is also for maybe for our bonding to PUSC and PUSU. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunities. For PU General Summit is the annual event that conducted by PUSC to event for PUSU and PUSC to present and discuss about their work, each student organization work plans, and the timeline of event, the timeline of their work plan, and also the budgeting itself. And that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Alright. Besides you maximize your supervision function in PSC, you can also maximize the general sub itself, which the platform for you to give the advice, suggestion, and criticisms towards PUSU events. So it's very important for you. If you see that the problem in this, the society about lacking of participation, you can give the suggestion to PUSU to increase the performance in that events. You can give the feedback, the advice, so that the event can run smoothly and the promotion and everything can handle well. So you have to make sure in that two aspect when you facing the problem like that. Okay, I think that's all for the third motion, and I have another questions besides that motions. The first one is, most of you always mention about communications, but I believe that PSC more than that. PSC more than communications. PSC has 5 functions, and how by implementing the communication and improve your internal bonding, it can achieve the 5 functions of PSC. Start from candidate number 1.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So, I'll make sure the communication itself can be run the 5 function of PUFC. So for me, it's the importance of organization itself is communication, because from the communication itself, we can know each other, we can more open each other, so we can run the 5 function itself more effectively and more like feel like a home in our organization. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. So it's all for the communication, but also stated on my mission, which is number 4, which is respect and trustworthy will be carried out, because respect and trustworthy is needed when we want to accomplish or achieve the certain interest or maybe certain goal in some maybe organization. That is important to respect to each other and also trustworthy. Maybe a question for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think it's important because as a leader or as a member of organization, student organization, we also have a lot of such as problem in Commission 1, Commission 2, Commission 3, and we don't know if we don't communicate with each other what's the problem. And I think this is the main point, the communication to solve together. Thank you very much.
Okay, the next question. We are facing the issue of working periods in the next year because of the internship itself. So the question is, how do you tackle that issue and how do you prevent yourself to maximize your time management between academic organizations? Start from candidate number 3.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to make my schedule, my own schedule based on my schedule of internship and also schedule of my events and organizations. So from there we can know what's the time I have scheduled in. Maybe for example, day 1 I have like a meeting with my my commission, and then after that I have internship time, and then so forth and so on. And from that scheduled time, I believe that I can manage my time well, and also I can see what my schedule is. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So how can we make sure that the day-to-day job task beside the internship itself? So from my opinion, we have to make them ready. And why and how we can make them ready is by this work plan. Yeah, the general training. The general training one is very important when we train them to become the leader, training them to implement how to manage their time, how to maybe getting their new skill and experience. And when we we can make sure they're ready to managing their time, and that is when we can know the solution from the internship problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So the first, we must maximize the function of PUSC itself to have already finished our vision, our mission, and our work plan. Next is if we already have conduct our vision, mission, and work plan, we can already to regeneration the new member of PUSC. If we not ready, if we not already to regeneration a new family in PUSC, we can search our intern in not far to Cikarang, maybe in Cikarang, so we can control it, we can contribute in PUSC. Thank you.
Okay, one thing that you have to remember as a chairperson and vice chairperson soon, you have to think that you really becoming chairperson and vice chairperson. So you have to be wise using your duties as a chairperson and vice chairperson. And as a chairperson and vice chairperson, you have to actively communicate with management, because that is the key to make your event and everything run well. Okay, and you have to make sure that your members also do the same thing with you, because you have facing the same problem, which is the internship. So your member also facing the same problem. So you have to make sure that the things that you do same with your members, so that there is no lacking in execute the PSC. And lastly, about the president collaboration. What's your knowledge about that? Press call. Candidate number 3.
Okay, for that, I think this is the session that we meet for chairperson, vice chairperson, and also president and vice president with the vice rector 1 and also director. Thank you very much.
Okay, candidate number 1.
So thank you so much for the opportunity. I have a same opinion with the candidate number 1 is PUSC collaboration is when we are meeting with chairperson, vice chairperson, and director itself to have a shared knowledge to the chairperson or vice chairperson itself. Thank you.
Okay, so I have the same opinion. It's when we do the meeting between chairperson and vice chairperson also to the rector and vice rector, the same as the other.
Okay, so press call is not only a meeting with vice rector, but it's more than that. You can give your aspiration, you can directly tell to vice rector about what problem happened in President University, and you can also collaborate with other Puma, because the participant coming from Puma, and then you can actually do the collaboration with Puma and president collaboration. So it's not only just a meeting, but more than that. And last, please mention one problem that you need to research in President University, except the problem in this debate. Mention one problem that you need to research, and do you think it's very important in President University? One. Candidate number 1.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I want to research is bullying issue. We know it's President University is wondering if is the bullying issue. So I want to research the bullying issue itself. Thank you.
Okay, candidate number 2.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So I believe what we're facing right now is about we need the lack of green in campus. We have to need more environment like the tree and other stuff in campus. That's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, for me, most basic way and most common way is campus facilities, and also for student prosperity itself. We can conduct about campus facilities and also student prosperity. And thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all for my comment. I just want to say, if you are selected as a chairperson and vice chairperson, please remember that you bring the whole PresUnivers hope and aspirations to your working period. And then remember that once you're chosen as a chairperson and vice chairperson, you are not working alone. You're working by all of the team of PSC 2023. Just remember, if you have any problem on that, just solving by your internal first. You have to maximize and you have to gain some power and gain some power from your internal first. And then remember that you have 5 functions. Do not left behind in executing every function. So you have to execute 5 functions so that you can bring the significant changing in PresUnivers. I think that's all. I will give it back to moderator. Thank you.
Alright, so we are already in the end of the panel session. Give applause for our panelists, Tasha and Camila. Okay, so for Tasha and Camila, you may be to the seat. Thank you. And for the next session, before we go to the next session, I can conclude that all the candidates from the 3 candidates need to explore more the function of PUSC itself, which we know PUSC has 5 functions: research, legislation, mediation, aspiration, and supervision. And it's a PUSC job to find what exactly the PresUnivers need, and also knows the rules and regulation, because PUSC as the legislative body in university level, and emphasize the function of Commission 3 And after that, we need to make and quantify and clear measure and scope of the function of PUSC itself. I hope all the candidates can take a note about that from all the panelists say and comment regarding your vision, mission, and workman, and all the answers regarding this debate session. And the next, for each candidate, will give the closing statement for all the PresUnivers regarding, because today is your last day of campaign week. You need to give the closing statement in 2 minutes. Start from candidate number 1, and after you can go in front here, and after that go back to your seat. Okay. For Yosi Ananda Bukit, you can go in the stage, in the middle of the stage, and give your closing statement.
Hello everyone, thank you so much. The Honorable, our panelists, Kak Miguel and Kak Asha, Kak Brigid as a moderator, and all of committees. I want to say thank you for have give me a suggestion, and all of my friends that have already supported me. And I hope this today debate session can have a bill to give a meaning, and we can implement to our next year period. PUSC 2022, me as Yosi Ananda. Thank you. We are one, let's shine and grow together.
For candidate 2, Alicia Picanswat, you may.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for all the PresUnivers already attend in this season. I want to say thank you for moderator as panelists, and also committee of the PUGI itself for this debate season. I want to thankful for all the DAFA and Yosi also for the candidate. May the best candidate win, but we not standing alone, we standing together in PUSC. And I want to encourage you guys to vote for the wise action, take the wise vote for your period of time. That is all for me. And last but not least, I want to thank you for my campaign team. Thank you. Candidate number 2.
Together with Alicia to work better.
Okay, thank you so much.
Alright, thank you for candidate 2. Next for candidate number 3, Dava Zakiak Sumarko.
Okay, hello everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for moderator, Kak Brigita, and our panelists, Kak Asha and Kak Miguel, for give us solution and suggestion. And also, I would like to say thank you very much to our committee for the hard work they give to us. And also for my campaign team, thank you so much. You did well. And also for my friends and here to give your time to attend this public debate, PUSC public debate. And also the last one, I would like to say take line with candidate 3. Okay, 3
for better
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you for all the candidates
just want to remind today is the last day of campaign week. So after today, you may not doing any campaign activities after this for tomorrow. And for the next session, I will give back to the MC and Brigita is the moderator. Thank you.
Well, we thanks to the moderator, panelists, and candidates who have carried out this event smoothly, as well as to all participants who have attended this event in an orderly manner, and to all the committees who have carried out theirs on this wheel. It doesn't feel like we are the end of the event.
Therefore, let us close this event by praying according to their respective religions and beliefs. Pray, begin. Pray, may finish.
Okay, with this PUSC public debate, we hope that all PresUnivers can use their voice to choose candidate objective. And I want to remind candidate that today is the last day for your campaign, so maximize your campaign until tonight at 23:59 p.m. And we as the master of ceremony and representing of all the committees, I am Kathy and my partner Adam, we want to say goodbye to you all and
See you on the next sub-events of PUGE 2023.